and welcome to something a little bit different on the Theme Park Worldwide YouTube channel. Now, as you all know, I'm a massive theme park enthusiast, but I don't just like going to the parks, I also like building them in a special series called Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Now, the Roller Coaster Tycoon series first began back in 1999 when the original game was released under the name Roller Coaster Tycoon. That then had expansion packs. They went down really well, so in October 2002, just under 4 years later, it was developed by Chris Sawyer. It was Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Now, Chris Sawyer did the original and, of course, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. What an incredible guy. He programmed pretty much the whole game himself. Another guy did the sound, etc. You know, what a fantastic game. Out of the whole RCT series, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 still sits there right at the top. This then had expansion packs. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 came out a couple of years later, also with expansion packs. Then there was a massive gap until earlier in the year when RCT 4 Mobile came out, and also the announcement of Roller Coaster Tycoon World. The mobile thing I'm not really that into, but I do like the look of Roller Coaster Tycoon World, and I do look forward to following that. So if this series is successful enough, I'll definitely look into doing a Let's Play of Roller Coaster Tycoon World early next year, spring 2016, when it does come out. And if you're watching this in the future of then, well, the game's already out and I've either done a series on it or I haven't. So we'll see how it goes. What's going to be special about this Let's Play? Obviously, it's been done by me, a massive enthusiast. It's my first Let's Play video. I don't normally do gaming videos at all, but I thought it'd be quite a nice thing to do. Of course, it's a slow season over winter. Not as many parks are open. But what we're going to actually do in this is, with it being filmed every week, like the show, you're going to be able to interact. I'll shout your name out, but it's got to be a little bit more special than that, because I want people sending in ideas for the park. I want people sending in what rides should be built, what themes should we go for. Does this look good? Does it not look good? I want that whole thing going on. But so by the end, this has been a joint Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 park, and that's what I'm really passionate about doing with this one. So I'll go through a few features of the game just before we get into the park we're going to use. So obviously you've got your presets sort of parks just here, your beginner parks, your challenging parks, expert parks, you've got your real parks. So under there you've got some Six Flags ones completed by Sean Sandbrook, me, woo! You know, and also you got these ones as well in the other parks, like Build Your Own Magic Mountain and some preset ones that we're going to in a minute. What you can actually do is also go into the scenario editor just down here at the bottom, and you can go into this little nice feature, and we can do your own landscape, put your own rides in, sort of what sort of things you want to do with the game. So that's what we're going to do. However, I've already built the scenario we're going to go to, so we'll go back into there, into other parks, and here it is. It's Greenwood Springs. Now, each game has an objective. This one is to have 10 different types of roller coasters operating in the park, each with an excitement value of at least 6. So when your roller coasters go round, depending on the elements in the ride, what theming you put around the ride, say it's over water, etc., that will all add to the excitement rating. So we've got to build 10 coasters, which I can do easily, with an excitement of 6. Can I do them with an excitement of 6? I don't know. But I can build 10 coasters easily. So we'll see how that goes with that one. It's going to be good fun. Like I say, I'm going to start building the entrance area in this episode. Then the next episode we'll move on to our first coaster. So we're going to go into Greenwood Springs. We'll load it up. Here it is. Here's the park. So we're in. Obviously it works under the years. So down here at the bottom you'll see a year. A year is more or less an hour of real time. So if you keep an eye on that through down the bottom, you'll sort of see how time goes. We are going to be using money throughout on this one down the bottom just here as well. We're going to be using loans and stuff to pay for it. The main reason I didn't want to do it in no money mode, because you can do that where everything's free. I just think it takes the fun out of it in the long term. If you make your park more profitable, it does make it more exciting because you get this little database coming up. But we are going to keep building, and we'll keep taking out loans to keep building in this one, which will be quite sort of fun to watch as well, how it develops. So this is it. What do you think to it? I mean, obviously you've got some really nice areas. I think we're going to have 5 or 6 themed areas in this park. This is obviously your entrance area that I've already built. I'll show you that using the icon at the top. This here, I'm not too sure what themed area it's going to be yet, but it's just off from the side of the entrance. Round the back here, this is going to be sort of a Chinese sort of pagoda themed area. All around here you've got some nice mountains. We might have a cable car going up there. The terrain's something I'm really passionate about. As you can see, I've put quite a bit of effort into it. You can see with the ground just here, that's probably a coaster. sort of in a big hole. This round here, a bit of a volcano gone wrong sort of thing. Massive sort of area, open area here for some stuff. A lake in the middle. Again, I don't really think about what I'm going to be putting in when I'm in the scenario editor. I just think that's the layout, and then I'll build with it as we sort of go through. So there's all the different angles. Obviously your entrance down the bottom. Well, that's sort of your front angle. Here I'm imagining some sort of WoW sort of terrain coaster all going on through like the hills and stuff. I think it'd be really good. So we're going to start off with building the entrance just down here at the bottom. You've seen a bit about the game, seen a bit about the park. So at the top here you've got your items. So you've got your clear scenery. So if you want to get rid of a tree, so I'll get rid of that one. It removes a tree, but it does cost. You've got your land editor. So that means you can sort of move your land up and down. That's to sort of add water, so you can put water in where you want to. Like I say, some of this might be really basic for those of you that have played RCT before, but those of you that haven't, I thought I'll just tell you a little bit. This is all your different scenery options, what you've got, which is quite cool. Footpaths, so they go in just like so. You can change all your different types of footpath just here. Your main one, which is your rides and attractions, your food outlets. It's all about keeping that rating up, keeping the people happy. The park rating is always displayed down the bottom, next to the number of guests and your money. Then you've got your staffing. We'll get into that later on. Hey, there's a guest. Hello. And then obviously this is all your guests that are in the park. Not at the moment. We're keeping it closed until we've done the first 3 or 4 rides, and then we'll get it open. Right. So I'm going to start with building the entrance area now. Got a bit of fun, the entrance area. So obviously we're going to think there's going to be a connecting path coming down here and a connecting path going up this way. Round a nice sort of ravine area. So we'll work out where that's going to go. Put a pathway in sort of about here. There we go. So yeah, it's going to be sort of the people's park really. All of you are going to get a chance to sort of help build this one, which would be really nice. We're going to have an email where you can send in. Oh, I've put that one in the wrong place. There's going to be an email where you can send in sort of your ideas for the park. You can also tweet them in using hashtag TPWRCT, or you can just tweet us at themeparkww. Where you can sort of send in your ideas. Okay, we'll put that in there so you can sort of get the gist of it. There's going to be like a little plaza area just here in the middle. And I'll put that round like so. Sort of building up where we're going to have some nice fountains and food outlets and things. There we go, put that down there. Yeah, that looks quite nice so far. Right, food outlets. And then of course you've got your amenities down the bottom, your information kiosk. That's a main one. Obviously you can decide on the price of maps and stuff like that on that one, which is quite good to have. So we have an info kiosk there and a first aid kiosk just next to it. Obviously you want to keep your guests happy, put in some public conveniences. There we go. And we're also going to have a cash machine. We want them drawing out the money, so they're going to spend it inside the park. So, right. A few more food outlets going down this side area just here. Ooh, balloon stand. Let's get a balloon stand on the go. You can change the colour of your balloons as well, so we'll have them in blue for the colour of the park and the sort of theme. We're going for this blue and white sort of theme with the park. Have a couple of gift shops again. You can change the sort of colour of what you're selling, which is quite nice. Here we've got another guest. Sorry, we're closed. It's winter season. Right, okay, so we're going to start with building these buildings. So you open the scenery editor. We're going to go with this sort of style, what we've done down here with the buildings. So I'm going to go with like a sort of like a big tower at the back. So we're going to build that up. You can raise the scenery by left clicking and using your shift key on the keyboard. There we go. Make sure you interact on Facebook as well. We're going to be doing the posts from these videos, or just comment below your ideas as well, and we'll be looking at those and using them to help build this park. I want it built by the people of Theme Park Worldwide, this park. You've seen a bit of a different side to me, like I say, playing this game. Obviously you see me doing the vlog, you see the shows, but I thought it'd be really nice to do something a little bit different. For this, especially over winter, bit of a series. Like I said, if you've got a shout out, if you've got a birthday or anything special like that, if you've got an idea for this park, comment below, tweet us at themeparkww, or send it as a message on Facebook. and we will get back to you. Right, we're going to go with that. We're going to change the roof tiles to white. Now, a lot of you do like playing Roller Coaster Tycoon too, I do know that. But a lot of you do just put in rides after rides after rides. It's about making your park look beautiful, and that's what I play Roller Coaster Tycoon for. Yes, I like building the coasters, but I like building a theme park, so to speak. Right, so I'm going to shut up for a little bit. I'll speed this bit up so you can see these buildings going on, and then I'll come back to you and explain about what we're going to do with these pathways at the side of the plaza. Right, here we go. Okay, so I'm happy with how that building's come out just there. Obviously there's a few touch-ups on that what need doing to it, but we're going to get this fountain in next. So I'm going to go onto the land editor, as I mentioned, select the size that I want it, which I believe it's that size. I'm just going to take it down one level, get onto the water, build that up. As you can see, we're going to have like a sort of little plaza here, a little square sort of plaza area. Put a bit of fencing around it. Ooh, I don't want that there. There we go. There's all the sorts of different fences you can use. I'm using this sort of brick wall effect for now. This is just to sort of add to the area the sort of theme that I've gone for as it is. I didn't want to put sort of hedges around it or anything. There we go. That's it. So already we've got a nice little entrance starting to appear here. Going to put some flowers in next. Got some nice flowers, of course. The Sean's multicoloured flowers, which make a sort of appearance in every park that I do. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Another guest turning up there. We're closed. Sorry. There we go. And That's starting to look nicer as it is now already. We're going to put a couple of Sean shrubs in. We'll put a couple of them in each bit. These are sort of developing trees. It's going to be a very sort of beautiful park this. We're going to have lots of flower beds, lots of really nice sort of things going on. Like already that looks really nice to fill in the gaps. A couple of these little shrubs just here as well. And of course on your scenery selection at the top you have got fountains as well, so we'll get some fountains in. You got these ones sort of for going in places like that, but we're going to go with these. We're not going to go with traditional massive fountain, we're going to go for one of these smaller ones in the middle. So if you put it like that and then we turn that one round so it's like that. There we go. That should now be fountain in the middle. There we go. Also, to make this entrance area look nice and to keep the guests happy, we're going to put some benches in. We're going to go for a couple of nice traditional benches sort of around the area. Obviously we're going to put a couple of things around this back bit as well. A couple of bins. We're going to go for the generic litter bin. I've not put any custom items in this one. You've probably noticed, along with using no expansion packs, we're using no custom scenery in this one. We're going with a completely sort of blank canvas, just with what you can do with standard RCT really. There we go, a few permanent lights, or as I will be referring to them in this video, P lights, something from the vlogs, as you've probably noticed. There we go. So you got that area all sort of in now. We're going to put a couple more food outlets in around the back, just here I think. We've only got shops actually at the moment, haven't we? So let's put a little drink stall in there. Obviously if you put an item in, it gets rid of whatever was in front of it. So there was a bench there, what we have lost. We'll put a pizza shack in. Do another nice bit, sort of building here. Gonna go for like a white building, like this sort of archway that I did down here. Actually we'll go for 9 squares. Yeah, we're going to go for a sort of nice modern white building with this one. There we go. This entrance area is sort of a generic sort of happy theme park entrance. It's not going into a themed sort of entrance. I've done sort of pirate entrances and stuff before. This one we're going for a generic nice entrance with this park. Yeah. Looking quite nice. Oh yes. Sort of blends in nice with the what we've already done there. In the middle, we'll get some of these in. Some archways, as you can see I like using the archways. I mean you can get some really nice custom scenery for RCT, but I just sort of like using stuff what comes with the game normally. Yeah, we'll block them in just there. Gonna add a few more trees just behind that, just to fill that in a bit. Now we know where them buildings are going. What's your favourite tree in RCT as well? I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but everybody's got a favourite sort of tree what they like using. I quite like these red fir trees. Lombardy poplar tree, it tells you the name just down there, down the bottom. I can't move the mouse to show you, else it takes it off. There we go. Put a couple more little shrubs in where I can see I've missed some gaps there. There we go. That's starting to look really nice now. Here again I'm going to put another couple of food outlets in just on this side. We're going to go with a seafood stand. What can we have that go well with seafood? We've got a lemonade stand somewhere. There we go. Whack a lemonade stand in just next to it. Just like so. There we go. Actually I'm going to move that lemonade stand because as you can see sort of here, it means sort of doing a land edit if I want to put a building around it. So I'm going to move it right next to it and have that sort of like a little, its own little container as itself. So I'll put a bit of wall in around here. As you can see the entrance is really starting to build up quite nice now. There we go. See, that looks a lot better. Obviously you might be thinking, oh it's a lot of work Sean spending hours on this park. But it really does make the difference. If you want to just build roller coasters in Roller Coaster Tycoon, then go for it. But if you want to do a full sort of experience park, like a real park would be, then you want to go for the full thing. There we go. Obviously it's quite tricky sometimes to get where you want your bits of wall to go. They sort of sit on top using your shift key. There we go, we can put a little bit in front now. So then we're going to do another layer of blue and white. And what I'll do, I'll speed up the clip in a second and I'll put another similar building to what I've already done around the side. Sort of on this bit just here. We're going to go for a sort of a nice gardens area. And then we might put our first riding sort of around there. It's going to be like a carousel, I think. Every entrance to a park has got to have a carousel. If it's a generic entrance anyway. Like I say, I've done entrances before what I've gone into like themed areas, but with this being a generic entrance, we're going to go for a carousel with like a nice little gardens area. Like I say, it's quite a traditional entrance for this park. Okay, there we go. The roof tiles, we're going to go for those ones. Put them on first so I know how high to build me wall around the side here. There we go. Like I say, I like making the wall sort of look as less bland as you can do, really. That's nice. Gonna get a bit of shrubbery in around the sides. Let's get a couple of those in. Sort of streamlined trees. A few of those just down there. The good thing about these ones, you can just have them sort of like they're next to the water as well. Sometimes look quite nice with these bulrushes. You can put them just down the edge of the wall so it just adds a bit of effect. It's all about covering. You don't want any green space shown at all really on your parks. There we go. You can also change the colour of the land under there, add a bit of texture to it. I know it doesn't really do much, but there you go. And that, if you look at that now, it just adds a bit of something to that area. Put another large tree in, followed by another small one. Yeah, it's done. Right, I'll speed the next clip up. I'm going to put a bit more scenery sort of around here, and then we'll put a carousel in. Starting to look like a really nice entrance though now. Okay, so as you can see, I've created this queue line and sort of exit area for the carousel. Here it is, so we go on to the gentle rides. There it is. Oh, look at that, it's already in the colours that I want it as well. So we're going to slot that in just there. My entrance is going to be going just there, and my exit path is going to go just there. So you can sort of see how that's going to fit in. Merry-go-round 1, it's now called. You can change the name there, you can put in exactly what you want, but we won't do that just yet. What you can do, you can change your colours at the top. So you can have the whole thing white, or you can have that like a different colour and it changes all your size. But like I say, it was in the right colour as it was, so we're going to put it back to that. There we go. What we're going to go for here with the sort of entrances, you can select what entrances you want. You can have a castle, you can have a log cabin. What we're going to go for, we're going to go for like the canvas tent entrance again, so we can change the colour of. Sort of fits with my queue line just here. Talking to queue line, connect that up. So when I put that connector path in now, you'll see around here at the entrance, if you watch just there, a little sign pops up, so that means that is now a queue line. Unless you want to ride that ride, you can't actually go into that queue line. There we go. Again, just adding a little bit of shrubbery around the outside to make that look pretty. Make that look nice. Like I say, once we've got our first 4 or 5 rides in, we will open the park and go on to staffing. That's probably going to be in sort of episode 3 of this. You can sort of see where I'm going with this now. I'm going to put a bit of decorative around the outside. You can see the park sort of colour scheme, what we're going for is blue and white sort of stripes. That isn't going to be prominent throughout the whole park, but with it being the main entrance sort of based off that, I thought it'd be quite nice to sort of carry that on into this entrance area. As I mentioned, we're going to have some sort of pretty gardens down here. I'm going to actually raise a couple of statues up. So I'll go onto the land editor, bring them up. Maybe put that one there actually. We're going to put a bit of wall around the outside of that. See, a lot of people just won't put the sort of time into RCT. If you put the time into it, you can get amazing results. There we go. I'm going to put a couple of random statues in. We'll go with that. That's quite nice. Horse on there. There we go. That horse is there for Caitlin. She watches the video. She likes watching. Caitlin Day, if you're out there, a big hello to you. I know you like a bit of RCT. Ooh. There we go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the new Roller Coaster Tycoon world. It's going to be really interesting to see. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of the original and of course number 2, which I'm playing now. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. I mean, some of the images that have been released haven't been the best, but I'm hoping the end result turns out to be a lot better than the images that we've seen so far. So we're just going to have to see with it really, but they're saying sort of spring next year for RCT World, so it's going to be interesting to see. I am looking forward to giving it a go, and like I say, if you guys like this Let's Play, we'll, oh, tree in the way, I will make sure I do some more. I might even do, I'm not a big fan of it, I might even do RCT 3, but I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that can do a lot better than I can in RCT 3. Right, so you got your nice little entrance plaza going on at the moment. Going to carry on sort of doing this up here, put a couple more shops in, sort of up the top here as well. So I'll move that on, and I'll start putting a few more of the areas at the top. We're starting to get there now, though, with our little entrance area. It's going to be this sort of L shape just here. It's getting there. It's looking quite nice now. It's looking a little bit like Chessington, so we're doing well. So it's just started to rain here on the construction site. Obviously I've built this sort of indoor food court just here. Good job really with it raining. So inside there, I'll go through on that just there so you can see through the scenery. So you've got your options up here for sort of see-through scenery. You see we've got some food outlets, some benches in there. We've also put the queue line in just here for another attraction which we're going to put in now. It's going to be a water attraction. Where it's going to actually go with some nice traditional rowing boats. So what you do, you build sort of you'd sort of dock area for them. So I want that to go out to about there. Already put their queue line in, so that entrance goes on. As I mentioned earlier, just here. That appears on the entrance. Put my exit in. There we go. I'm going to colour the boats this time. We're going to have them, of course, with the park blue in. We're going to use the canvas entrance again. Oh, I don't like that. There we go. We want to brighten that up a bit. That's it. Change the colour of the docks just here as well. They're sort of a green at the moment. We'll have them white. As you can see there, that's just changed them to a better colour. So how many boats we want in operation? 8 boats. That's fine by me. So they'll sort of be around in this sort of area here. We're going to put one more ride in our entrance area just here at the top. It's actually going to be another generic ride. We're going to go for a maze. Now you can build your own maze, but it does take a bit of time. You can have it with or without theming. This button just here is with or without. As you can see the price changing just there as I move it. We're going to go for a mini maze. I'm going to put that in just about there. There we go. Don't like obviously the theme we've got going on there, so you can actually change it from wooden fences to ice blocks, normal hedges and brick walls, but we're going to go with normal hedges. Again, I'm going to change the entrance while I'm on there. Don't like that. There we go. That's it. So you're starting to see now how you can turn a boring blank RCT map into something a little bit special. I spend a lot of time on our parks, and when we start getting into the themed areas you'll see, but with this just being the entrance area, I think it looks good. We've got 3 rides in the entrance area, so we're going to put a queue line in for this maze. Just like so. There we go. We'll put an exit path coming around the back just here. Into there as well. Now something what I've not shown you guys yet is you can also block the paths off. Again, a lot of this for you might be way too basic. I don't know how many of you play RCT. I assume a lot of you do, but you can put these sort of different signs on. You can actually set that as a no entry, so we're going to put them just on like that. This is the sort of ones you'd use for if you're building like a medieval area, but I think they work quite well as generic area as well. So I'm putting them on all my exits, what I've done so far, just to stop people sort of getting in there. There we go. Starting to look quite busy now. Going to add a bit of scenery to this maze now. Again, going to be using some of the generic sort of themes that we've got. Just going to block in the queue line and the walls around the maze. I'm actually going to put that around the back of that. I hope you're enjoying the music in the background as well for this. We've got a bit of a helix going on. Everybody likes a bit of helix. There we go. Keep you in that theme parky mood over winter. That was the idea of this one. With this new series. Oh, we don't want green. Oh dear, wrong colour going on. There we go. The whole idea of this is so all them peeps that are in the queue line can't see over and see into the maze. Even though it's only a game, I know I might take it a bit too far, but I like making these look realistic. If you're doing it and spending the time on it, you want to make it look realistic. There we go. Obviously it's hard to see when you started putting scenery in as well. Right, we're going to add a few more trees just around this back area. It looks a bit more foliage. We're going to go. That's it. We're going to add a little bit of a roof area on the maze now. Obviously I can't build directly into the maze, but I can put a little roofed area over it. Over some bits, just add a bit of character to it. Actually I'm going to take that M1 off and we're just going to go with the 2 in the middle. I think that's the middle, but I put that in the wrong place. There we go. Yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. This is what I do in my spare time, guys. You all wanted to know. It's a bit of RCT. I hope you are enjoying this Let's Play. It is something really, like I say, it seems weird, you know, talking to a video screen instead of being in the world of theme parks. You know, give me some topics to talk about. Comment below and we'll talk about some general theme parky stuff next week. In the background, of course, I'm going to have a special guest here. Surprise special guest. We're going to be having guests on each of the episodes. Or most of the episodes, anyway. There we go. Put a bit of that around the top. It's looking good. This area all looks a bit blank here, a bit bland. So I'm going to put some more foliage in. I'm going to use some of these shorn trees just around here. I don't want any massive trees because obviously got a lovely view going into this lagoon just here. Obviously, unlike Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, you can't actually do like fireworks shows on here, which is a shame because I love the fireworks mixmaster in RCT 3. Oh, don't want that there. But obviously it's not available for RCT 2, which is a shame. You can get like little preset fireworks and stuff, like what people have modded into the game, but you can't get the actual mixmaster, which would be great because that's all this game sort of lacks. And some more modern rides. Again, people like the Amazing Earl and stuff have all done sort of rides what will go into the game, but then it's not official. We want stuff from the official RCT series. That's why I'm looking forward to Roller Coaster Tycoon World though, more than ever now, just to see what it's going to be and see what they've put in there. Hopefully hoping for some sort of different rides in there than what we've seen, some Eurofighters, stuff like that, you know. I mean, RCT 3 was getting there with some of the other rides, but obviously technology's moved on a lot since 2004, you know. I feel sorry for anyone's mouse who plays RCT a lot. Now, I don't like how this is quite generic-y sort of ground here, so I'm going to put a bit of that around the side. We're going to use some of these little leaves, make it look a bit more like a dock, sort of growing all around the side. There we go. That's that. Always make sure you're saving your game as well if you're doing loads of scenery work. You don't want to get to the stage where you know, your scenery starts disappearing and stuff. Always keep that game saved. Like little blank areas like that I like to cover up. You see just there, it just looks a bit blank, so it just needs a bit of a tree putting in. Right, I think this area is ready for some more lampposts and seats and stuff, so we'll put them in. And this top area is done. Top area of this entrance. If this was obviously a real park, you know, it'd have music blasting out. You can select music from the rides. I'll show you that again later on in the game, but it's not exactly the most appealing music. Put a bit of bins just out there outside the food outlet. We try and reduce litter because obviously the guests do drop litter. It's just like you're in a real park, you see. There we go. As you always spin your map around when you're doing scenery as well, because obviously stuff like that doesn't look great at the moment, but when it's finished off and there's trees and stuff put behind it. I don't tell you it's going to rain again. It must be in England, this park. It must be in the UK. Maybe we're competing against some UK parks. There we go. That's looking really good so far. There we go. Awesome. So that's done, that sort of entrance area up to the top. We'll leave that for the next sort of episode when we go into our first themed area. But you can sort of see if we just look round there. Looking really nice. I'm actually going to add a few more details to this white building. I'm going to make it quite. See how what we've done here. We've put in a couple of blue more strips on, a couple more blue strips on. So I'm just going to take these bits out. And we're going to add a couple more bits in. I just think it makes it look a bit more. A bit more full. You'll see me doing this quite a bit, sort of changing little bits throughout the game. Instead, we're going to just do them like so. More guests turning up. Oh, I've chose grey there. But look, you can use that tool just there, the recolor tool. Don't think I've spoke about that yet, actually. There we go, that looks better. Just a bit more going on there, isn't it? You got a strip around the top and a couple of strips down the side. Don't really need to do the back because you can't see it there. Well, right, that's a nice little sort of entrance area done. I'm going to do a pretty similar thing to what I've done here down here now, so I'll speed it up again. We're not going to have any sort of rides and attractions around here, but I'm thinking about putting another food outlet in just here. Around the back, a couple more bits of scenery. And I'm going to extend the path just round to the side just there. So I'll get on with that. And then I'll show you what we've done after. Okay, so my food outlet's in. A little bit different design to this one over here. We've gone for sort of symmetrical around the side with this one. Obviously this area is going to be barren around the back. Not barren 1898 as F telling before someone makes that joke. Just going to add some trees around the back. Obviously the white fence you can see at the back there isn't put there by me. Well, it was in the design scenario editor stage of the game. But obviously that's your park boundary. So you can't move that once you're in gameplay, but you can cover it up like I'm trying to do. Just so you won't really see that. There you go, you obviously see it a little bit, but as long as you don't see it too much. It's really quite a forestry area that we're going for with this park, as you can tell, so it's all about blocking in them sort of back areas. Put a few little shrubs in around the back just here. As you can see, I saved the game again just to make sure that I don't lose it. I'd be gutted if I lost this now. It's looking really good. It's looking like it's one of the best entrances I've done actually in RCT. So it should be for how long you spend on it. Hours and hours of gameplay. I mean, what are we now? May year 2, so what, about an hour and 20 minutes in. Hour and 25 minutes. Not too bad considering how much I've done. I mean, there's quite a bit what's been done. The entrance is always the bit. It's got to be done, but it's not the most exciting bit of a build. The best bit obviously is putting in your coasters and starting to theme your coasters, but you got to start with your entrance, get that bit out of the way, and then you get to the exciting bit. The next episode, when we start working in our western area, obviously I think in the western area we're going to go for our log flume, sort of over here. We're going to have some sort of wooden coaster, either a large wooden coaster on this hill over here, or a family coaster with a water ride interacting with it. That's what I'm thinking over there. But let me know what you think. What else do you think would fit in this area over here? What rides that we've got? So obviously a lot of you who are regular players of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. What should I put in over here? You know, and we might go for it. We'll have to see. Right, obviously this little area here is quite nice. So we're going to do a nice bit of fence there. It's all about us filling the gaps in and stuff, really. We could possibly go for another water ride on this side. Originally I wasn't going to, as I said, but no, I think we'll leave that as it is. Quite a nice sort of pointy area. We're going to add maybe a bit of foliage around here. A couple more statues, I think. These are statues that I pretend to me in the park. Theme Park Worldwide statue. There we go. That's it. Obviously we've got some good stuff coming up on the channel over the next few weeks. We're heading back to California. This time I'm going back with Alex. We're just doing Disney this time. I loved that Disney park. As you saw in the vlogs, I absolutely adored it. So I can't wait to be back at Disney. It's going to be really nice to just see that park again. It was absolutely gorgeous. Plus it's a bit of a slow time over here, January. I've got some time off, so I thought we're going to go over to Disney. See, that's on an edge. I've got to raise it on a platform, and them horrible little platforms don't look great. But what we can now do is get some of these little shrubs. There we go. And that removes the platform. So yeah, we're going back out to Disney in California. Going to be really good. Of course, we'll be doing some vlogs. It's Alex's first time out there. I believe it's only Alex's sort of second place he's visited in the US. Obviously, he's been to Orlando, Florida, and done the parks, but he's not done this Disney, and he's not done LA and that side of America before, so something what Alex will be looking forward to, I'm sure. We'll get him on in the next couple of weeks on here as a guest, so he can come and see. You can even put your questions to him when he comes on. We'll do, how about that? That's not a bad idea. We can do some question and answers sort of while I'm building, sort of like I am now. Go through some questions and answers, which would be quite cool. As I said, you know, if I had a theme park, this is how it'd sort of be. Well themed, beautiful experience. You'd have sort of a nice band sort of on a little stage over in the corner, you know, playing music and stuff. It'd be a very beautiful park. Much like Europa. That's why Europa is my favourite park, along with the Disney parks. You know, they put so much effort in to making everything just look gorgeous. Again, I'm just changing the colour of the ground underneath. I am a firm believer that there shouldn't be any gaps, sort of anywhere really, unless you want to leave a gap. As a lot of people, some people get into it a lot and start leaving gaps for events and stuff, even though you can't do any events in RCT2. When I say events, like fireworks shows, or some people have like an arena and stuff, but I can see why, if you want to do that, you do that. Benches on ride exits, now that's a good one to do. Change that style, I used the wrong style of bench. Yeah, benches on ride exits, because the guests get tired when they're walking round, they do something called lagging. Now, nobody likes lagging. It brings your rating down the bottom. We've actually got a bit of a rating now, we've got 200, which considering nothing's opened yet, it's just been a bit of building work. And what have we got? 3 rides. Yeah, we've got a carousel, we've got rowing boats, and we've got a maze, haven't we? So you see, you pan around, you just see little bits where it just needs a bit of filling in. This looks really nice. I want it to be like a sort of cove area, you know. Might have some boats on here as well, like not the rowing boats, some other boats. Fits in really nice. Also under there, let me just show you actually, the entrances are normally quite ugly. Like if you look at that, look at it without the theming, there's not actually a lot there. When you put the theming back, there we go. You see how much we've got. Cool. Again, I'm just going to call that bit of land just underneath there, because that was quite a blank area. I think we're going to whack a fountain in the middle. We're going to go with the same style fountain that I did over here. sort of in this middle area. Bit hard to do on this lake. Just finding the right spot for it. There we go. Yeah, that's quite nice. Probably go for another one up there later on as well. So that looks beautiful already. Right. Cool. Obviously, the cove is going to continue sort of around here pathwise, and then we're going to go into your next theme land, which I don't have a clue what it's going to be on that side, but it will be another theme land. So we're going to bring the pathway around the edge. Going to do a bit of zigzag path. I don't normally do zigzag path. I try and stay away from it normally, but for this one, I'm going to go for it. There is a reasoning behind that, with it being sort of a cove area. I want to keep people sort of next to the lake as they're going round. Okay. So I mean, because you look at that now, it just looks nice going round the lake. I think we're gonna have another boat ride. Like what we got our rowing boats there. Let's put another boat ride in over here. So we'll move. I'm gonna move some of this. The reason I do this is just it's something I'm a bit fussy about. I like the docking area to look straight. See, like I've done there. Sort of blended off the sides. I don't like the docking area. If I put it like there, you got half your dock out in the lake, which I don't think is very realistic. I'm all for realism. I like making them look real, these parks. Obviously, getting there with episode 1. Oh, that duck. See, they're the little things that make you laugh in RCT. Duck. Quack, quack, quack. There we go. Quack, quack, quack. The little ducks are, you know, it wasn't even on any water then. It's why it was swimming, I don't know. What should we go for? Obviously we've got the rowing boats. With it being traditional entrance, let's go for some pedal your own swans. I used to love the swans at Alton Towers. I loved them. Absolutely loved it. I thought, you know, it was one of my favourite things at the park. I was gutted when they took them out. What year did they go? Because obviously Splash Kart Challenge went in, you know, it was 2004 I think. 2003 was the last year of them, and then 2004. I mean, they were the classic parts of Alton Towers that I do miss, you know, it was great. Right, put my exit path in. Put a no entry on that in a min. This is going to be a nice little queue line area. We go with like a raised queue line just up to there. I don't really like how that's floating on water either, so I'm going to bring the land up. Imagine how much this would cost if it was if it was an actual real park. Oh yeah, that's better. Just make it look a bit more natural. There we go. Put that around the side here. So obviously we want guests to come into this park and get immersed into the themed areas. So how I've sort of themed down here at the entrance is great, but it's going to get even more. We need some more cash. See, I know a lot of you might be thinking, hang on a minute, why is he doing this? Why does he not just do it with no money? Which you can set up. Like I said, when this park opens, there's something about seeing the money rolling around that I quite like in the bottom corner. So I'd rather just keep taking out a bit of loanage. Yeah, that looks good because it's nice opposite that one. Actually, this is me being really picky now. I'm gonna reduce the size of this station a little bit here, just so it matches a bit more with that side. There we go. The little touches make a difference in my opinion. But we're going to see some really good theming work. Obviously you're not only a certain thing you can do with the preset stuff what comes with RCT, but when we get into this Wild West area, the theming is going to be really, really detailed. Let's put some little walls up. Well, I mean, this is quite detailed now, but even more detailed when we get into it. Oh yeah, that was quite nice. See, that's a little bit of a bug there. There we go, we're actually gonna, there's no need to do that. What we'll do, we'll put a blue strip. You can just see a bit of the queue line coming through just there. the little bugs like that. This is really hard to do now on the water. Ooh, there we go. RCT bugs for the win. So hard to just tell where they need to go. That's it. Put them ones in the wrong. There we go, that's it. There we go. That's it, I put two of them in the wrong place. I was thinking, why is it not doing anything? There we go, right, a couple more flowers in. Just around this top bit. I'm glad it keeps raining so we don't have to keep watering the flowers. There we go. A few more trees. Again, don't want to block the lagoon in too much because I want these guests to see it. Is that a flower that I've missed there? That's it. I do feel sorry for the poor computer mouse. It gets clicked so many times, well, especially while I'm doing scenery anyway. That looks great. There we go. Down here at the back, obviously we've got quite a big area. We don't need another food island because we've got that just there, so I'm actually going to leave that for now for future sort of development. I think we might have a couple more toilets on that section just there. But yeah, I'm going to leave that whole back bit for future developments. Because with this being the main entrance, when this park starts getting big, it's going to need some transport rides. So we might be able to put a train station or something there at a later stage in the game. There you go, that's the full park map now. You sort of see where we've built around here. Definitely going into the sort of western area around here. Mine theming. This is going to be all sort of your pagodas and Chinese stuff, and I think we'll have some big Chinese style coaster running around the back just here on this mountain, because that'll sort of dominate it. You're walking through the park here, see this big coaster up ahead and come round, then we'll put maybe a bridge going across, a nice themed bridge and stuff. Cool, right, I'm just gonna put a bit more landscaping down here. With it being undeveloped at the moment, I'm gonna put a few more plants and stuff in, put a couple of toilet blocks in, and then do something over here, and then that'll pretty much takes us to the end of episode 1, which has been the build of the entrance, showing you around this park what it's going to be like. But yeah, you've got to start to get the feel for it, so I'm going to just finish these bits off. I'll just speed up while I just do those. Right, so as you've seen there by the sped up footage, I've just done this little corner here, landscape that. Like I say, we've got room here for some future development, you know, when we need it. But for now, look at this, I think we've done really well. I mean, just under 2 hours of gameplay. Got this little entrance area. This is going to lead round into this area. I'm thinking maybe a pirates sort of themed area around there, because there's someone sort of shouting out saying I can imagine a pirate ship sort of here, sort of half on the land and half going in, but we'll work on that. Like I said, the first area we're going to work on is around this side of the park, but we'll get to that in a later episode. Same with landscape and all this around the top. But that's it, the entrance is in. I mean, it looks great. So obviously this was already done in the preset that I've made. Put this little bit in first earlier on, little recap. Put the fountain in, put some rides in, put this area in as well at the top. Little archway what leads round into our first themed area, which is going to be using the mine theming and the Wild West theming. Little watchtower just there. And then we've got a food outlet over here as well. So there you go, that's our entrance at the moment to this park. That's it without the scenery. And that's it with the scenery. And trying to keep the footpaths quite simple for now, because obviously we want guests to be able to flow around this part well. We might have a bit of a lagging issue over this side when we open. If we do, we'll put a pathway into the side just here, but I try and stay away from underground paths and stuff where I can do. But that's it, there we go. That is the end of episode 1 of the first ever Let's Play Roller Coaster Tycoon here on the Theme Park Worldwide YouTube channel. Hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, I want to know some stuff. What do you want to see in this next themed area? We're going to be using, I'll show you the scenery items. We're going to be using this mine theming, and we're going to be using the Wild West theming. What rides could you see in this area? Obviously, we've got some thrill rides. I'm thinking maybe a wooden coaster, maybe one of these mine train coasters. You let me know what you think, and we're going to build it and put it in there. I'll be joined with a special guest next week as well here on the show. So it's going to be great. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, we'll be back every Wednesday building this park here on Theme Park Worldwide. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've been Sean Sandbrook. This has been Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 Let's Play Episode 1, Series 1. Hope you've enjoyed it. That means it's time to cue those credits. I'll see you next week here on Let's Play.